Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you the project that I did during lockdown. It was a very different experience actually doing a project in lockdown because I had to do everything on the computer, had to scan everything in or take pictures of it. I had to then submit a PowerPoint presentation. And yeah, it was just very different to what it's usually like, but it also means I can show you the entire project because it's basically all online. So I'll just share my screen so that you can see the entire project a little bit better. This is the final presentation I created, and just as a quick disclaimer, the presentation and the design itself is not to the standard that I would have liked it to be, just because of lockdown and because I wasn't able to access the things I needed. But I tried my best with the things that were accessible to me. But let's get into the presentation. So I had to create a prototype of a lampshade made out of recycled materials, and we had to create a little logo for it, which I'll show a little bit more of later. We had to include it on all of our presentation slides, so it's just in the right corner there. We had quite a lot to include, so I ended up having 24 pages. The first thing for this project that we had to do was to research lampshades. This is called a precedent study. So we had to research, I think, 3 different lampshades. And what I did was I just wrote a little text about them, analysing them, and how I'm going to involve them in my design. This is the 3rd precedent study, and on the right is the lampshade that I'm going to base my entire design around. This lampshade is from IKEA. So the first bit is going to be a little bit boring to watch because it's basically just research. Here we had to research types of light, so like general task, accent lights. It's meant to be a short summary of different types of light so that they can see that we've done research. And my lecturer specifically wanted us to concentrate on Lux and Lumen as well. I've explained it here a little bit better, but it's very technical, so I won't bore you with that. Moving on to the next slide, I've put my product upcycling story here. So what we had to do was, because our product was made from recycled materials, we then had to go back to the roots and research those materials. So for example, my product was made from cardboard and spray paint. So I researched how cardboard is made and how spray paint is made. On the left you can actually see my lampshade, but you'll see a little bit more of it later. So what I actually did was I ended up buying a stand from IKEA, which you can see on the left as well, and then I created my lampshade on top of that, because it was just a lot easier. I wouldn't really have known how to create a socket for the light bulb to go in and all that wiring. This is the lamp base I got, and it was really cheap. I think it was £4.50. So all of that previous part was just research, and now we're moving on to the actual design, which is the more fun part. In every single project we need to create a mood board and a concept board, and the mood board comes first, so it's really just to create a mood of the final design you want to achieve. What I wanted to achieve was a design that is very flowy, has neutral colours, feels quite sophisticated, and what I did is I just looked on Pinterest, typed in what I wanted, got inspired, and just included the pictures that fitted my design and my idea the most. And then we had to do a concept board, and a concept board is really where you pull your design idea together and where you make it a little bit more concrete. So what you do is you include all your initial design ideas. So what I've included is that I wanted my lampshade to be made from cardboard, I wanted it to be a table lamp, and I also showed how to join the cardboard pieces together. As I said before, I was thinking of recreating the shape from a lamp that I saw at IKEA, which you can see on the right, and it reminded me of a turbine. That's why I chose it. After you've come up with your concept, you usually develop a few sketches, and all the sketches on here are basically just sketches of what I had in my head of the design I wanted to create. So at first I wanted to create a design made from tissue paper that looked really different to my then final design, but it's really important for your lecturer to see the development, and they usually push you when you have a design idea to maybe think think a little bit further, think outside the box. Here you can really see how much I developed it, and these are really just sketches, and once you've got your final idea you then go on to draw better sketches, which is what I did. So here are some better sketches of my design, and then I had to do some technical sketches of that. So there is a plan view, a front view, a section and a 3D view. On here you can really nicely see what a technical drawing is. These drawings are obviously just drawings of a lampshade, but you can also convert this to a house or any other space, because you can do a plan view, a front view, a section and a 3D view of any space really. Then we had to do a perspective, and this one is a 1-point perspective, and what we had to do is we had to put our lampshade into a space and show what it looks like when the lamp is turned on and turned off. So this one is when it's turned on, but I actually am not really pleased with this drawing, but yeah, this is what I handed in the end. And then this one is the one where the light is turned off in the same space. I actually just drew out a very basic space, and also this drawing is not the best. I feel like I'm really not the best at rendering drawings, but I guess that's why I'm studying interior design, just to get better at it. And then there's another technical drawing. I know it's quite boring, I hope you're not bored of it already. So this is an axonometric drawing, and I think this one is where it sort of goes out in a 40-degree angle. I've talked about this before. It's a little bit confusing. I always confuse axonometric and isometric drawings. It's just another way of doing a 3D drawing, and we had to then pull all the pieces apart and draw the inside so that it was easier to see what the lampshade is like. And I don't know, this is the first time I've done an exploded axonometric drawing, and I'm not too sure if it turned out well, but I guess we'll see. I'm actually really nervous about getting my grade because I just feel like this project is really not my best. But now moving on, after all these sketches and technical drawings that I've done, I've now put in here what my final prototype looks like, and this is just the process of how I was building it. So I made it from cardboard and just spray painted it, and on the left you can again see that I just assembled an IKEA lamp base, and then I put all the cardboard on top of it, but I actually did not like it because it had quite big gaps. Then I decided to cut out some more pieces, and my final prototype looked like this. On the left again you can see it when it's switched off, and on the right you can see it when it's switched on, and I was actually quite happy with the outcome. The only thing is that you can really tell that it's made from cardboard, so I don't really know if I like that. It doesn't look as luxurious as I would have hoped, but considering that this lampshade is made from cardboard, I'm actually quite pleased with the final design. Now here's another boring slide, but we still had to include it. So on here are all the costs to make this product, and it turned out to be worth £72. That's mainly because of the assembly time. I think an hour assembly time was £20, but what my tutor actually told me is that the retail price is actually 3 times the assembly price. So yeah, it's a giant markup, so that's why I've put down £300, and I've seen that that's quite normal for recycled furniture for some reason, even though you'd think it would sell for quite cheap, but I think it's also the design process behind it. So then the last part of this project was to do branding. On this slide I just put my research, so I did some research into already existing brands and logos, and then I developed my logo, and I found this the hardest because I have no idea how to do this. At first I thought I would just take one blade from my lampshade and create a logo from that, and then I also thought a little bit about the name for my lampshade and about the branding for my lampshade. I just found it quite a hard task to do. What I ended up doing was I took that blade design but simplified it quite a lot and just created this L that you can see in the top right. I ended up choosing the French name for light because I thought it sounded really nice. This is the final logo for my design, or for my prototype, and it's also on all of these slides, and they told us to end with something strong. So what I thought I'd do was I would just include another picture of my prototype so that everyone remembers what it looks like, and yeah, that was my presentation. I then only included some references, and that was the entire project that I handed in. I did all of this in lockdown. I think we had around 4-5 weeks time to do this, maybe a little bit more. That was the entire presentation. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing my project, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Goodbye.